everyone, welcome to What's Going On by Sumi, powered by Depilex. Well, this time around, yes, as a ritual of the show, I have a very special guest yet another time. And you guys know, every week हम लोग लेकर आते हैं अपने winners, जो कि बहुत enthusiasm के साथ participate करते हैं to win the makeover. So let's see who we have today, and this is courtesy of Depilex. Ladies and gentlemen, and it's time for me to introduce my guest for today, a person that I've known for years, and I've seen her grow into something I would say ginormous when it comes to her profession. She's doing really very well, and she's become a household name now for most of the ladies watching us right now. They're very familiar with her. Ladies and gentlemen, the very talented, this is Ayesha Nasir from Scary Ammi. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course, I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
I know.
Kabhi lockdown, kabhi kuch, but finally we've made it.
Yes.
So good to have you.
Good to be here.
Great to have you. So Ayesha, tell me something. You are this one person जो कि हर कोई envy करता है कि Ayesha कैसे करती है. You're such a high performer. You're mashallah out there, participating in everything. Your kids, your family, hands on. Like ये नहीं है कि आपने dedicate किया हुए लोगों को कि तुमने ये काम करना है, तुमने आप खुद करते हो. So how do you do it? That's all I say when I look at Ayesha. How does she do it?
So, you know, there's a professor at Harvard, a female professor, and she was, and the entire topic that she was discussing was how can women do it all, or how do women do it all? And फिर उसने ये कहा, she said कि ये एक myth है कि women can do it all, because nobody can do it all. So what successful women do, in her opinion, was that they select two things that are super important to them at that point in their lives, right? So, you know, over time, I think I've realized that I need to choose two things and do them really well. So for the last couple of years, I've chosen my work and then my kids, because with kids, what do you do when you have them?
Right.
Yes, they're your own. Like a lot of people tell me, how do you have so much energy for your kids? Because apne hai. They're not from the neighbors.
I know.
I didn't pick them up. But they're mine. How can I not have energy for them, right?
That's amazing, yeah.
So I've selected those. So then, you know, the downside is I don't get to socialize that much. But like Scary Ammi itself is a social business.
Yes, it is.
But like, you know, I don't get to hang out that much because obviously there's just so many hours in the day. So for now I've focused. I'm hoping as Scary Ammi grows more and more, we're able to develop a team where I'm not needed so much. And then, you know, I can start also adding like social life back or traveling. But a lot of that then suffers.
It does.
Something has to
back.
give.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you work very, very hard, whatever project that you pick, and obviously you want good results and you're hoping for success. But has there been any time and moment where things did not work out according to the plan, or there was some kind of failure that you had to face? How did you deal with that?
I think one of the biggest challenges I face is HR in Lahore. And I know when I talk to like other women entrepreneurs and women bosses, they tell me the same thing. So I don't know how that's going to change, because I feel like I remember when I used to work for Sunday, I would you know, obviously salaries are never amazing in journalism, but I would work like endless hours, and there was just a sense of responsibility that I have to put the issue to bed, etc. I don't find that a lot with people in Lahore. And people in Karachi, you do find that. But with people in Lahore, I feel like there's so much effort and time that goes into chasing them and doing micromanagement.
So, ho jayega, inshallah, mashallah.
So HR to me is a struggle and something I feel that, you know, maybe I fail at because I haven't been able to develop like a network of a team that is motivated and inspired and eager to do everything, and I don't know if that can even happen.
Ah, that's true. So why do you think this situation is there? Lahore is different, Karachi is different, Peshawar is different. What do you feel like? What makes us lazy or laid back like that?
I think this is just my understanding, and I keep thinking about this because, you know, like I'm also, mashallah, bringing up 4 kids, and I want to make sure none of them are like that. So they all need to be driven and ambitious and all. You know, like I feel the problem in Lahore is that the culture is a very dependent culture. So like a 25-year-old boy thinks nothing of taking money from his parents. You know, a 28-year-old girl, it's no big deal. Like the parents are paying for the petrol, the phones, the khana, peena, kapde, shapde. So, जब आपका इतना एक डिपेंडेंट कल्चर है तो why does it matter कि आपके पास जॉब है नहीं है छूट गई है absence लग रही है लेट आ रहे हो it doesn't matter to you right because you're not making like that is not what's putting food on your table. Karachi में people thrive on being independent like even the young ones they want their own income, they want to do their own things, they want to pay for themselves.
Yes.
I feel that, you know, the joint family system is so much more predominant in Lahore. So as a society, we're very like codependent. But the Karachi, I remember we would make plans with friends, so everybody would come on Ubers. Lahore, when you make plans, they're like, hame bhi pick karte jao, hame bhi. So I feel that it's बहुत ज़्यादा codependency का culture है.
That's so true, yeah.
कि हमें pick कर लो. मतलब, you know, we tend to want favors all the time and we extend favors. इसलिए people say Lahore is very warm because we're willing to do favors because we want favors in return. But Karachi में you नहीं है. Like, you know, you would rarely ask someone to get you groceries in Karachi. Everybody would order them online.
Yeah.
But Lahore, if somebody's unwell, they, you know, like, you know what I mean?
You send something, yeah, food and all
and
of
I
that.
think nobody like in Lahore goes anywhere alone. They always are picking or dropping somebody because that's just the way we are. Like to us, it's not a big deal. Ke, you know, दोस्त है तो pick कर ले. Similarly, माँ बाप हैं तो खिला भी दें.
अच्छा.
दादा नानो है तो घर भी दे दें.
सब
फिर
कुछ
आपने
कर दें.
काम क्यों करना है?
हाँ.
Like I still remember, so I'd hired this guy from LSC, right? So you would assume people who go to LSC or LUMS are ambitious. So this guy would always come late, like standard, right? आपने 2 दफा का, 3 दफा का, महीनों, like he worked for me for 2 years. Okay. Every day he was late. And I'd be like, does it not bother you? Because obviously, like we do deductions after like a certain number of lates. So I was like, does it not bother you? He's like, no. So I was like, bhai, ab aap is attitude ka kya karo? Because he's like, no, it doesn't bother me.
आप काट लें. Oh my God! Like why?
Big deal.
Chalo, whatever.
Yeah.
But what made you start Scary Ammi, which is not very scary? When she told me about it, you must remember. It's like, why? No, I don't want to be in a group of mommies because obviously being a single woman. She's like, no, Sumi, you will enjoy this page. It's nothing to do with mothers only. It has to do with women and their problems. So what made you initiate this? Because I couldn't understand then. I joined the group, but it grew on me. And now I am on the page and I constantly see and, you know, respond on your posts that you have. How did you come up with this idea?
So, you know, when I had Kian, my eldest, who's now 11, mashallah. So I remember being like completely stumped, even though like, you know, I'm a doctor, I read a lot, everything. But like when Kian was born, he was the first, like my first child. And I remember my mom was with me in the US. So Kian, like jab paida hua, and we were like, you know, in the West, they kind of give you the baby, like yahan wala nahi hota system. So उन्होंने हमें बेबी तो दे दिया, हमें समझ ही ना आए बेबी को करना क्या है, रैप कैसे करना है, पकड़ना कैसे है. And I think पता नहीं Kian हमें लगा he's not breathing, so my mother ran out to the nursing station with him in his hands, and the nurse is like, you can't pick up a baby, you have to bring the cot. So like we were completely stumped. And my mom is like, मुझे तो कुछ नहीं याद, इतने साल हो गए हैं, don't ask me कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना. So I, you know, to give him a bath, I had to like engage a nurse or like hire a nurse कि मुझे सिखाएं. So it was like that. And then as Kian grew, I felt that I made a lot of mistakes. Even though like I feel that I was relatively informed because, you know, you didn't know. A lot of mistakes that mothers made are made out of ignorance because every mother has the best intentions.
Right.
All of them want to do the best for their kids, you know, beyond, above and beyond their own means. लेकिन जब पता ही नहीं है तो फिर गलतियाँ होती हैं, फिर बाद में समझ आती है. And that's what happened with Kian. फिर आहिल पैदा हुआ तब भी I felt कि I was a little better. But you know, I was a very passionate mother and very eager to give them the best. Lekin there would be mistakes like throughout. So by the time, and then jab Rania huई na, by that time I had 3 kids under the age of 4. right? And I felt like I was the only one. And like I was going into postpartum depression and I was going insane and matlab, there was just no break because तीनों बच्चे are under the age of 4. एक को भी नहीं आप कह सकते कि okay, don't touch the plug because they're all going to go touch it, right? Like you can't literally. The only thing I could do was tie them down. कि रस्सियों से बांध कर एक को untie करो. मतलब जब तीनों ही छोटे हो ना, they weren't even 4. I think they were like 3.5 was the eldest. Yeah. So what do you do now? वो खा सकते हैं ना छोड़ सकते. मतलब everything is you. Yeah. And one was always on my breast. So tab I like desperately wanted to meet other women because all my friends are working women and journalists. Yes. They either didn't have kids or had like one and thought they were done. So they were like, I was such an anomaly. They're like, तुम्हें क्या मुसीबत पड़ी हुई है बच्चे पे बच्चा पे बच्चा. But I had always wanted a big family. Like I'm as ambitious in my family life as I am in my career, which is an anomaly, right? So most career women adjust, they are one child or maybe two, right? Absolutely. But with me, I was like, I want that big table and I want a dining table that's packed with people.
That's like amazing.
That's
amazing.
So the end result was that I didn't know many women like me. So I really like wanted support. Jab Sharan hua my 4th, so I was like, now there isn't going to be any place that provides support, so let me make it. So I originally made the group to find other moms with 4 kids. Okay. And then I went on to even find moms with like 5 kids and 6 kids. Wow. Yeah.
Ye hota hai abhi bhi?
Yes.
Wow.
5. So I even know like a couple of moms who are doctors, practicing doctors, and have 5 kids.
Amazing.
6, I don't know if I know anybody personally. 5, so yes, like a couple of them are on Scary Ammi and they're doctors, like they work and they bring up 5 kids.
That is insane.
Isn't that like insane? Yeah, wow. I know. मुझे तो लगता है 4 is like a football team आजकल.
2 maximum अगर हो भी.
Yeah. But अब तो China ने भी कहा कि 3 कर लो. So even China's like.
Please करें अब आप.
Yes, China पे तो opposite example. Wow. So I began it mainly because I wanted support and I wanted to find a community. And then it shot up because everybody else also was looking for the same thing. So all the mothers of Pakistan were looking for a community, were looking for support, were looking for guidance.
No, and you know, when I see the content, there's so many things that even like me being a single woman, I feel like everyone has one thing or the other that's common and we're struggling with and we don't know how to seek help for it. Yeah. And this forum is something that instantly provides you a billion, you know, other suggestions that you can just pick one from.
Absolutely. You know, like, and then, so me, I realized that now people use Scary Ammi as literally their first means of information. So when COVID happened, we did so many COVID talks. Right? Like I came out and said I have COVID at the time.
Live sessions you had.
Yes, yes. And now with the vaccine also, so many people like turn to our live sessions because there's so many like misinformation out there. So now people have like really started to turn to our information to say, okay, this is what the accurate information is. And
you've built that trust with the audience.
Yes.
They trust you with that, your family, you know, the involvement of your father since the beginning of this pandemic, how he's been working for it. So, you know, there's this trust that you've built and you've involved your family in this.
Yes.
Like from your kids to your father to your mother, everyone is part of it.
Yes.
That's amazing. How and what about this tribe? There was Adnan on my show the other day and you're also one of those women that I know there's no competition for you. You work with other people.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, I'm your boss. Maybe you're the boss lady, sure. But then you want to work with different women. Do you see that as a challenge or are you like, you know, we have this whole community and we can work with it together?
No, I think that it's impossible to do everything on your own, right? And I think when people come together and when synergies develop, like such great things happen. So I'm a huge believer in collaborations. And you know, one of the great things we do at Scary Ammi is that there are so many mothers who had to leave their jobs when they had children because the idea of flexible work doesn't exist in Pakistan, right? Or work from home, like up to because of COVID hua tha, like now offices want people back.
Yes.
You know, because in Pakistan that culture ki aap ghar se kaam kar lo isn't like a very credible culture. Like all these places want people back in their offices. So hence, what do you do if you're a mom who has a nuclear family and you have small kids? Like what do you do? Daycares aren't great. Offices don't provide daycares and there's no flexible timing. So you leave your career, right? Because what else can you do? I mean, what do you do with that baby?
I know.
You can't. Some women make the difficult choice of leaving the babies alone with maids because the money is important. But, you know, most women try and accommodate and either leave the jobs or start teaching. So teaching is something, matlab they eventually, yeah, but they eventually have to leave their careers. So one of the things we do at Scary Ammi is that we hire all those mothers. So we have like a team of like 15 moms who work from home. And obviously we can't pay them corporate level salaries at all, but they get some money and they also get work experience and there are no gaps in their CVs. So when their kids are old enough and they want to go back to the world of banking or social media or digital, they don't have to, you know, answer that question, कि आपने 10 साल क्या किया, 5 साल क्या
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
they're getting a salary, you know, their bank accounts are active, they're getting money there. So I feel, yes, because I feel that's like the worst choice that a mother has to make, and hundreds and thousands of them have to make it. The most common reason female doctors leave medicine is because they have children.
They do. Yeah. And another thing I noticed, you know, a lot of women, you must have noticed, who are especially mothers, they are suffering on their own because they are responsible for the husband, the family, the children. They don't have any outlet. And I see a lot of women suffering from psychological issues, but they're not able to voice it. So you being a mother, how do you see these women, you know, and you want to encourage self-care, self-love, you know, you come first and then, you know, whatever you feel for yourself, that's how you make other people respect you and, you know, look at you the way you look at yourself. So what do you have to say to those moms, how to come out and voice their issues and problems and, you know, fix it?
Yeah. So I think it's really sad, but the idea of motherhood in Pakistan has always been linked with like sacrifices. Ki, acha, maa ho to sacrifice kar do. I remember when I had Kyan, people were like, well, now everything's going to change. Like, you know how like it would really bug me when Eid par, like the minute you have a kid, they don't give you Eidi, they give the child Eidi. And I'm like, that's like so, I mean, so wrong, because that doesn't, like, if you become a mom, doesn't mean that that's all you are. Like, you still have your own identity and you're still your own person. So I don't know, I would like find that very odd, and I would tell my parents. My parents haven't done that, but you know, when other people do that, I'm like, what's the point? Like, are they trying to say?
अब तुम बड़ी होगी, अब तुम्हें ईद ही नहीं मिलेगी. क्या मतलब है इस बात?
नहीं, but मैं 9 महीने पहले तक छोटी थी, तब तो मिल रही थी. मतलब, if it was an age issue, I would understand. But it seems to be that the minute you have children, they get Eid and you don't, which like to me seems weird.
चलो वो तो saving हो रही है ना कि चलो अब माँ का हिस्सा तो बच्चों को दे दो.
But मेरा हिस्सा फिर भी मुझे चाहिए.
So moving on, and I have a segment for you where I stalked you on Instagram and I looked for some pictures to know the story behind it. What's the story behind this?
This is when me, my mom, like this was the first time that my kids traveled with their grandparents. And we went to Skardu at a time when everybody said don't go to Skardu.
I can see that, the masks on, everything, beanie, ye, wo, sab
Yes, because I think at this time Skardu was actually closed. So February, Skardu was actually closed, right? We were the only ones at Serena, and then we went to Kaplu. The hotel was closed. It was because I think they open up in March or April. But we had such a blast and such a great time.
Nice.
But like when I was leaving, people are like, "Are you crazy? This is the worst weather to go in."
Wow, only Ayesha can do this, I swear. And then this was a lovely picture that I came across. I was curious. All wearing pink, all females. What's happening?
We had done a pink tea to spread awareness about breast cancer. So this was in October. So like breast cancer is a cause really close to my heart. I don't know anybody like intimately who's affected from breast cancer, but just the fact that, you know, our own lives can be saved just if we take out those 5 minutes a month is like such a big reason.
It is, it is. And so many women go through it, and it's pretty bad actually. And I'm so glad that you're raising awareness regarding that. This picture, what's the story?
So this was Women Awards at the Governor House. And you know, this had been my dream for a really long time. I wanted to have Ammis walk the red carpet. Like, that's what I wanted. Right. So I wanted them to feel like celebrities. I wanted, you know, like Hollywood feel. So at the Governor House, for the first time ever, we did the Ammi Awards, where like the housemaker Ammi got an award, or the multitasker Ammi got an award. It was amazing.
Amazing, amazing. I was there, ladies and gentlemen. It was one hell of a show that she conducted at the Governor House. And the way it happened, ek to garmi thi us din, but everything went smoothly, mashallah. Getting in, getting out, the people over there with the pandemic, everything went spot on, like safely and everything. मुझे नहीं कोई बात पता लगी बाद में कि ये मसला था, वो मसला था, या किसी को COVID हो गया, because I know particularly how tables were set and SOPs were being followed. So hats off to you for pulling off such a big event and so nicely keeping the pandemic in mind. Moving on, next we have a segment where I have questions for you. It's a rapid fire round, so you have to be quick with it, okay? So, phrase of the month.
Don't do this. I feel like I say that to my kids like
I thought you would say no. It's not a sentence, it's the word no. Yeah, okay. 2 things you love about yourself.
I like my imagination and I like my eyes.
Okay, you have beautiful eyes. I'm like staring at, they're like marbles. Absolutely.
They're my mom's eyes, and I think they're her mom's eyes. So the eyes have kind of carried on.
Oh wow, it's beautiful, gorgeous. Teenager Ayesha was like...
Such a nerd. Such a nerd.
Really?
Like braces, always reading. Such a nerd.
Wow. Right. You would want to see more of Dash in the world.
More art, more culture, more conversations.
Right. What emoji you like and dislike the most?
I don't use a lot of emojis, but I love the emoji with the coffee cup because that's kind of how my day is spent. There's always a coffee cup with me. And I don't like the laughing emoji, to be honest, because I feel like it's often misused so much. Like, somebody would be saying something where they're serious or upset and like you'd put up laughing emojis.
So
like
that's
almost
annoying
like
for you.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 things you would like to advise freshly graduated Ayesha.
Worry less, like everything would fall into place, and like party more because I feel I didn't party enough.
Alrighty, your wildest dream.
So I want to like do like a camping and a safari in Africa and like really like have that kind of a vacation. But my husband's like all about like safe vacations. I don't know, like I really want to do like crazy vacations with the kids, like take them scuba diving.
Just go to Zanzibar. I don't think you need a visa for there. I think it's visa on arrival
and it's
or
probably
something.
like no COVID also, so there's not that many people.
Just go. It's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
Spend time with the giraffes.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last one, song that's your all-time favorite.
A song that's my
Come on, Ayesha has to have an anthem. Come on.
I'm trying to think if I have one. So there's this, like, I don't know, it's not a song, but there's like this poetry by Iqbal, which is like so famous. Khudi ko kar buland itna.
Of course.
And then obviously it became a song.
Yeah.
So those are words that are kind of always in my mind. Because
That's
I
beautiful.
love those words. Like khudi ko kar buland itna ke har takdeer se pehle. I love those. And obviously they were then turned into songs.
Of course.
But I think those are such powerful
For the
words.
youth, I think that's the best message
Yeah.
one can, put across.
And they've always
for
stayed
yourself.
with me.
Yeah, of course. That's so motivating. That's amazing. But thank you, Ayesha, for taking out time, joining me. It was great having you, talking to you, sharing, Scary Ammi and so many other experiences of your life. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And any message for the viewers right now?
I think I just want to tell them that if they're moms or ammis or, if they're on that journey, then don't worry too much. I feel we all like panic endlessly and worry so much. And like I remember crying on every little thing with Kian, ki ye galat ho raha hai, wo. I feel like a lot of it is really just God helping us bring these kids up.
Yes.
Because honestly, like, there's so much that we don't know. So literally don't worry too much. I know it's hard for new mothers. Just try and enjoy the journey. And it's a lot easier said than done, but try it.
Exactly. Just do your best and leave the rest to God. But thank you once again.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. This is Sumayrah signing off and saying Paamana Khuda. Catch you guys next week.